Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Annette Dion, the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing well. It is, today is Tuesday and it's September 21st. I got it right. Yeah, you can tell I'm not doing like official dated business day to day because I always wonder what the date is. But anyway, it's the 21st. We're coming off a full moon in Pisces, which was very intense. I found it to be very energized. And we're moving into, the sun goes into Libra tomorrow. So happy birthday to all the Libras out there. Libras are wonderful people. Libras are they want to make sure everybody's good. The biggest challenge that a Libra has is taking care of everybody else and forgetting about themselves. So, sun in Libra, and the moon is now, let's see, in Aries. So, I think it's in Aries tomorrow too. So, Aries and Libra. So, Aries is fire. Libra is air, which feeds fire. It should be a very energized day. And plus, oh my gosh, this happened so fast. It's fall equinox. And we just came off the harvest moon, which was on last night. So I got a list of questions that I drew up, and I want to get to the news right away. Biden is on a bumpy roller coaster ride right now. So I want to ask, boy, France is mad. And didn't that nuclear sub thing, it's nuclear, everybody, it's nuclear. It's amazing. George W. couldn't say it. All these journalists can't say it. Maybe they should just change the spelling. Anyway, but who knew? I mean, it kind of came out of the blue about these nuclear subs. What I heard was that they made a deal with France to sell, big contracts. The military-industrial complex just makes me, I don't know, how many times do you have to be able to blow up the planet? Oh, it's crazy anyway, to begin with. Anyway, France didn't have the technology. This is my briefing about it. That the U.S. wanted. It wasn't just the U.S. It was the U.K. too, I believe. They decided that France's technology wasn't up to par after France already had the contract in motion to build these nuclear subs to sell to Australia. That's the gist of it. Anyway. It's not good when you make a deal with somebody and then you pull out of the deal. That's just not, it's just not a good policy. So Biden's kind of got egg on his face a little bit right now, and the guides are telling me Biden needs a break. He needs a break. He just needs to go meditate for a few minutes. A couple days would be good. A human being can't really handle this degree of pressure and tension and challenges efficiently. Not all of them, that's for sure. So we have Haitians at the border. We have border police lynching, kind of, in a way, basically, whipping these immigrants. Just when you think human beings have gotten civilized, all hopes are dashed, right? Not all hopes, but we still have so much of the human population that are just so violent and mean and evil. And one thing I want to say about that is that we have to believe in love and the power of love and the power of our connectedness and the power of our caring and the power of our compassion. We have to believe in that, and we have to practice it as a way of countering the darkness. Okay, on to Biden. We're going to pull some cards about Joe Biden right now. I feel like his wife, Jill Biden, is very busy going, there, Joe. Take a few breaths. I really do. I don't know if Jill Biden if Jill Biden is into meditation, but I know that she was a marathon runner, and you know, she understands taking care of your health and that kind of thing. So I do think she's talking him off the ledge, and you know, so to speak, in a way. But Biden needs to rest. I mean, if you were like 27 and doing this stuff, you'd still be tired, right? I mean, between Afghanistan and this infrastructure bill and the Republicans taking away our democracy, and then this thing with France, and then this, you know, COVID, and oh my, and the people fighting with each other over masks, and you know, just Satan and Abbott going rogue, and Cruz and McCarthy and the January 6th Commission, and can't keep up. I can't keep up. Anyway, I hope you're keeping up. I mean, we don't have to keep up, like it's not our job, but I hope we're doing our civic duty, which is kind of why I'm here. I hope we're doing our civic duty to keep up with what's going on, so we can, you know, what I tell people, you know, that don't keep up with the news like I do, I keep up with the news because I'm a spiritual person and I need to know what to pray about. We all have our own ways. Okay, so the Three of Swords, this is about Joe Biden. He's really hurting for America. This is the America card, the Star card. He's heartbroken. But this man has been through a lot of grief and a lot of darkness and a lot of loss in his life. So I want you to know that it's not something he doesn't know how to navigate his way through. I know this is different, but he can navigate his way through grievous heartbreak and heartache, and he can navigate through and come out on the other side okay, on his feet. But it does take time. Joe Biden is grieving for America. I think he knows more than we know about what's going on. So he's going through this time, you know, he's a Scorpio. We're going into Libra, and then when we hit Scorpio, like, you know, like the third week in October, when we hit Scorpio, when the sun is in his sign, I feel like he's going to have a little, you know, a new energy, like a burst of energy. Right now, Joe Biden is worn out. And I just got to tell you, I don't know anybody who wouldn't be. I don't care how old they are. I don't know anybody that wouldn't be worn out. And when you compare what Biden has done and what, you know, 45 never did, I mean, 45 was in the negative. At least this is a little better. One of the questions that I have, I'll get to it momentarily, but I just want to give you a heads up. I have a question about, when we're finding out so much from that book Peril by Bob Woodward and the Robert guy. We're finding out so much about how we almost, like here we are sitting here on September 21st, 2021, and the year started with an attempted coup. And the book Peril is explaining how close America got to losing our government, our democracy, to people in leadership positions being assassinated. We're finding out how close we got to even a potential nuclear war. We're finding out all this stuff. And I think that it's worth asking the question. We'll get to it after a couple other questions in a little while. What is happening between the spiritual realm and the physical realm? What's directing this? How did we come out of that still here, not unscathed, but how did we, what forces were at work that helped us to come out of that and still be here as a democracy, kind of? The Republicans are still trying to take our democracy away. Almost every last one of them. But the question that I am going to ask, that was about Biden. Will there be consequences for the border police assaulting the Haitians? let me tell you something. I don't care who you are. If you're a human being and you don't have food to eat and you don't have water to drink and you are fighting for survival, if you're that desperate, you're gonna do anything to raise your chances of survival. That's why these people are rushing the border. Nobody should have any judgment about that, and I know that's a judgmental thing to say. I'm just saying, you would probably do it too. And there's no excuse whatsoever for those border police whipping the Haitians. They're just trying to keep their bodies alive. They weren't trying to attack the policemen on horses. So I want to see what's going to happen with those border police that were on horseback assaulting the Haitians. They're going to be sorry. They're going to try to defend themselves by saying something to the effect of, we were protecting such and such or something. I look a little hazy. Maybe my lens is not clean. Anyway, it looks like I'm in the spiritual realm, because I kind of am. Maybe that's what it is. So, sorry, I'm blabbering. This is how the border police that attacked are faring right now. I gotta do my nails. The moon, I've been doing my own nails, but it's much better to have your nails done. But since COVID, it's just like, yeah, whatever. The border police, they're going to try to defend their behavior. They're actually going to try to make up a story and say those Haitians were a threat. Breathe. It's a very sad time for America. You know, it's a very, very sad time for America. It's just one thing after another, after another. And it all started about 6 years ago. But then COVID, and you know, it is, you gotta give yourself a little breather. Seriously. Now my cards are all mixed up. Anyway, while I'm shuffling and straightening, thank you guys for your comments. I do need more subscribers. Whatever you can do would be helpful. I could team up with another psychic on YouTube, but I'm not really that worried about it at the moment. Growing this organically. I want to just remind everyone, Church of Spirituality meets every Sunday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like some spiritual upliftment, go to my timeline, Annette Dion, just Annette Dion, on Facebook, if you're on Facebook. Tarot at the Castle, still open if you want to join. HammondCastle.org. If it doesn't work, email me, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. That was my commercial break. Now back to the reading. Got my cards all straight. And I always read right side up and cards all, you know, shuffled. Okay. The Queen of, the Priestess is coming up. Okay, so what's really going to happen to 45 with all the revelations in the book Peril? Where it's documented, and much of it is straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Speaking of horses, 45 said these things. These issues are documented. These conversations are documented. There's video. There's recordings. All that was done, almost all, this is my sense, that was done to take over the United States democracy in an attempt to take over our democracy and turn it into a dictatorship. All that was done for that end is documented. Not 100%, but a lot. Remember I said I was going to make your hair curl, what we found out? I think that was before Peril came out that I said that. The Tower card's coming up. Busted. The guides are saying busted. The evidence is all there. It's a matter of what's going to happen with it. We'll look at Merrick Garland a little bit too. Okay, so what's really going to happen to 45 after all the revelations. Let's just have it out. We've been waiting forever. We've been waiting since the Mueller report. We've been waiting forever for this man who shouldn't be free to be in jail and to stop causing so much harm to our country. And you know what? I think we underestimate how much September 18th not panning out. I think we underestimate how much of a blow that was to him. Because I really think that caught him off guard, and he thought that all his supporters would be out there rallying on September 18th, and 45 found out that actually they weren't. But remember I said he was gonna get all jazzed up to go back in. The Empress is like the Six of Pentacles. There's so much evidence against him. We are gonna see things crystallize and come to a head. This is Cy Vance. This is the justice system. I want a little more information on that. I mean, it just really looks like the authorities have everything that they need. So let's go a step further and ask if he's going to be indicted, if he's going to have to stand trial. The guides are saying yes. Boy, is he going to try to get out of it. Also, Mary Trump was interviewed, I think it was Lawrence O'Donnell last night on MSNBC, and Mary Trump said something. She always says something that's so insightful. She is a psychologist. About when he didn't win the election, when 45 did not win the election, it was the first time in his entire life, he's in his 70s, that he wasn't able to scam, manipulate, twist, coerce, threaten, and get his way. Mary Trump says that's the first time in 45's life that he wasn't able to swindle and scam his way to a win. It's true. He's a much, many times over failed businessman. But he always managed to coerce himself into a win, coerce other people into having him have a win, which have always been illegitimate wins. So we're going to look at what's going to actually happen to him. I mean, those first three cards said that it's crystal clear. The case is crystal clear against him. Oh, wow, I got the Empress again. Yeah, this is some real strong power in the court system. And this is a jail card. This is a jail card. This is interesting. And the people behind it also being indicted. The guides are showing me actual trials in the spring. But we're going to hear a lot leading up to it. He doesn't have the support. 45 does not have the support that he used to. It's a fraction of what he used to have, if it's any consolation. And so September 18th pretty much laid that out, didn't it? You know, when we pray, or whatever you do, intend, just be grateful. It could be so much worse. Where we are right now in the month of September in 2021, as bad as things look, we have to accentuate what's good, because it could be so much worse. It could have been so much worse. And that's why I was saying it's going to freak people out when we start to find out how close we came. And sometimes that's more traumatic than, sometimes that's more traumatic than anything, is to think about what might have been, what could have happened. Let's check the iPad and see what other questions I wrote down. What's the holdup with Merrick Garland? Real quick, we're just going to look at what's the holdup with Merrick Garland. Why is this taking so long? We're not used to waiting, right? We're not used to waiting. This is way too long. Way too long. He needs help. I feel like Merrick Garland needs help getting through all this stuff. It's just too much. Just like Joe Biden, it's just too much. What a burden on our country. All of it. Oh yeah, Merrick Garland. Ooh, wow. These are not good cards. I'm getting the Three of Swords. It's really... Let's be optimistic. I feel like Merrick Garland's heart, just like Joe Biden's, is totally broken. about what he's finding out. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I mean, Joe Biden and Merrick Garland, they both are like, they've been in, you know, these positions and you know, working for the United States, working for their country that they love for decades. And to find what they're finding is just, I think they're beside themselves. And it's not just them. Because there was a time in government when people were honest, and people had honor, and people had respect, and people treated each other in a civil way. And right now what they're going through is the reality of that really just seems to be gone. These Republicans don't even want us to have any rights. Let's pick 3 more cards about Merrick Garland. We need more to that story. Not that he can't work, but it's taken a toll. And he is going to get help. Merrick Garland will get help that he needs to just sort of plow through this stuff. The 7 of Wands, yeah, I feel like people are going to rally, and then the Ace of Swords. So we're going through, it's kind of like an incubation period right now in the sense of there's a lot just like, there's a lot of darkness that's being sifted through. It's a necessary part of the process and not easy. We have lost so much as a nation, and you know, in general, everyone has to start taking a stand for, we just got to be nice to each other again. You know, be nice. Everybody be nice, because it does have a ripple effect. So the holdup is there's so much to plow through. And it's so devastating to our country and our democracy. Let me give you a glimmer of light, however. And this is from something that Mary Trump said too, and I totally agree, and I've been thinking about this a lot. 45 showed us how much needs to be fixed. We have to rebuild this country, and it's clear as can be. And now we know where the giant holes are. And what she was saying, what Mary Trump was saying, was that we have to have like a very much more tighter screening process, screening process for whoever we elect to run this country. At least they have to be mentally stable. What's most disturbing is how many people voted for this unstable child. I can't get into it too much. What's up with his kids and indictments? Okay, we found from Weisselberg's lawyers that there are co-conspirators, a really odd moment in the judicial system, that they were just going to set an appointment date for his next trial or hearing for Weisselberg's, and his lawyers started to talk about, oh, there are others. We have more evidence. We have more co-conspirators, which is kind of confusing to me. I'm not really sure why they did that, but let's take a look. That's why we look at the cards, right? We want to know. What is up with that? Well, you know, the guides just said because Weisselberg wants a lighter sentence. Well, that's kind of obvious, right? Because Weisselberg wants a lighter sentence. So they're going to bring in the co-conspirators, female judge, and the magician. They're going to try to do some tricks to get out of, Weisselberg is going to try to do some tricks to get out of, well, his lawyers, to get out of jail time. Is that going to succeed? Let me see. Where's my pendulum? Aha. Is that going to succeed? That Weisselberg will get out of jail time. Wow, that's weird because it says yes. Is it going to be because they bring in more guilty parties and they out them? Yes. That's why they did that. Interesting. The plot thickens. The guys just went, it sure does. The plot thickens. So that's why Weisselberg's lawyers did that. They're working really hard on getting Alan Weisselberg a lighter sentence because he's guilty, guilty, guilty. He was part of that money laundering and tax cheating and for decades. So, you know, I don't know, like, who's paying who, but the guides are saying Weisselberg will be left with nothing, not a pauper, but a very humble existence. I feel like he's going to out a lot of people. Okay. Let's go to 45's kids. Eric Trump was making a fool of himself once again on Fox News. They keep on sending us all these indictments or these... I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. They're picking on us. These people are clueless. They have no sense of accountability. That's what it is. They have zero sense of accountability. Sorry, I'm on fire tonight. I think the moon must have gone into Aries. Did it? Yes, it did. Okay, what's gonna happen with the kids? With the minions? Ivanka's in serious trouble for some overseas shenanigans. I feel like Don Jr. is trying to leave the country. They're trying to get out of Dodge. That's interesting. They're trying to get out of Dodge. But let's ask too. We want more. We want to dig further. Let's ask too. Are they going to get away? Are they going to get away? Are they going to make a getaway? The 45's children. Are they going to make a getaway? Wow, this Empress just keeps coming up. This is weird. The Empress indicates, I feel like that this is indicating the United States. Tonight, this feels like it's indicating the United States and the power that we have. The Empress has all that she needs. And I feel like that's what this is representing tonight. They will have nothing. They'll have to surrender. This is literally the surrender card. This is 45's children having to surrender. And then they're going to start they're going to start attempting to make deals. And the guides just said, and that will include outing their father, 45. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. This is some heavy stuff. Okay. Quickly, let's go to how's Fox News faring these days? Because Tucker Carlson has lost his mind. I am serious. Tucker Carlson has lost his mind. He's making up all kinds. It's just like, oh, he's just shooting from the hip. He's making up all kinds of stuff about COVID vaccines. Oh my goodness. I mean, I understand there are anti-vaxxers for, like, they're afraid of what it'll do to their bodies and all that, but Tucker's making up some, what is Joy Reid calls them? Tuckums is making up some doozies. Oh my goodness. Oh, you know, the other day I thought, I should just turn on Fox News to just, I don't know, see what they're saying. I might feel nauseous if I watch Fox News, because it's just all BS. The Fool card is coming up about Fox News. They're foolish to keep going like this because they have a lot of lawsuits against them. Remember a while back I said there are wealthy families, wealthy people who will be suing Fox News because their loved one died because they were listening to Tuckums. They were listening to Fox News conspiracy theorists saying there's no such thing as this lethal virus. That's what I see. They're being foolish to keep up this jig, and there's a lot of people going to make a lot of money off of Fox News. Wow. The you-know-what's getting ready to hit the fan. I can feel it. We knew September would be a big month. Certainly is shaping up to be. It's just intensifying. You know, I talk about this sometimes, maybe not here, but the frequency of our, you know, the vibrational frequency of the planet, of our collective, is increasing. It's vibrating at a very high rate, and we're all needing to keep up. So really take good care of yourself and stay in positivity, because you don't want to get pulled down by the energy of change. There's a lot of fear energy, and the guides just flipped this card over. They just flipped this card over. Surrender to the higher power. Like, there's a lot of things that could have happened that didn't happen because people were praying. I say that all the time, and I mean it. I am not just saying that to be waxing all spiritual. It is true. It is absolutely true. I really believe September 18th was not a big riot because too many people were intending and wanting there to be no violence, and that played a role. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it because I've been studying this stuff my whole life. Okay. COVID in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida. 2 more questions, and then I'll let you go. Then you can go about your business, do something fun, do something creative. Okay. So these Republican-run states are seeing so much COVID that they're having to let people die. Let that sink in. They're seeing so much COVID because people believe that COVID is a hoax, that these red states, it's tragic. It's unbelievable. They're having to let people die. Let's look at whether that's going to turn around. The guides are telling me by next year it will be turned around. Wow, and they're actually showing me people in leadership positions, like Republican leaders. They're showing me really bad COVID. I mean, I know that I know Abbott got it, but the guides are showing me people, Republicans in leadership positions, dying from COVID because they were foolish. Getting a lot of repeating cards tonight. Notice the theme. The Fool and the Empress keep coming, and the Three of Swords, because here it is again. I am shuffling these babies. It's the heartbreak, the severity of what's happening, and you know, the foolishness and the face of the severity of things happening, that's going to actually make people very clear about what needs to be done and to get us all on the same page. If you're not vaccinated, if you can't be vaccinated, be safe. Just be safe. Remember, pre-vaccine, be safe. Just be safe. Pre-vaccine, people were having to be safe, right? I can't say too much about that topic because I'm on YouTube. But I'm just saying, be safe. Some people are immunocompromised or something, and they just can't. The children will be vaccinated. I actually see most schools remaining open, so in case you're wondering. With the vaccines coming for kids, the guides are showing me actually kids will be very resilient. The ones that get the vaccine, I see them doing okay, so that's good news. One last question, and then I'll be back in 2 or 3 days to address things like the abortion ban, and I addressed that a lot before. I don't see those laws really going anywhere. The infrastructure bill, next time around I'll address those things, okay? So, my last question I want to ask is, will Republicans be stopped from taking over our country? Serious question. Will they be stopped from taking over our country? Because that is exactly what they're doing. Beto O'Rourke, I think he threw his hat in the ring. And I might have to ask that too. I think he threw his hat in the ring. Pretty sure, for governor of Texas. Yes, the Republicans will be stopped. They'll be saying sayonara. We'll be saying sayonara to them. They'll try to scam their way until the bitter end. The women are taking over as usual. I always see that. And one more question. I'm going to actually ask about the infrastructure bill, if we're going to see any progress on that. The guides are saying this is a test, this is a test. This infrastructure bill is a serious test. Yes, the infrastructure bill will pass. And it's going to be because the people speak up, and the people will not stand for government doing the opposite of helping America. God damn it, we pay their paychecks. Yes. We're going to bounce back. Here's the Emperor. We're going to bounce back. It's going to take a lot of work. And the Princess of Cups, a lot of women, man. Women lawyers and women in leadership positions. You know what? It's going to make things reach a tipping point in the direction of the right thing and the good. So don't despair, but just know this is a women's time to rise up. Well, next time we'll kind of look at the October 2nd women's rights protests that are going to be happening. It's a lot. Smudge. I have holy water. Immaculate waters. I have holy water. You know, do what you can. Keep your vibration high. Be outdoors. Be in nature. In New England right now, just as a side note, this has got to be my favorite month of the year. I live in tourist territory. Tourists everywhere all summer. And in September, they all fly away like the birds. And the birds going south. And it's quiet and it's beautiful. So if you're having a gorgeous weather day, enjoy it. Be outside. Be grateful. That keeps your vibration high and it helps the entire collective. All right, that's enough preaching. Love you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your nice comments and any thumbs up. I really appreciate. I am growing this channel. I have a vision, and you're part of it. Okay, Tarot at the Castle. If you want to sign up, you can email me, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. If you would like to book a personal reading, it's a 1 hour long, and it's all about you, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. Thank you so much. See you soon. Namaste.